Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, dish out on the movies. Today I'm just doing my 10 worst old movies, meaning any movie that came before 2023. And if you follow our channel at all, oops, sorry, I don't know why I did that. I hate, this phone is very sensitive, it just pisses me off. Okay, here we go. Okay, anyway, any movie before 2023 is considered old. So when we say old movies, that doesn't mean it's back in the 20s or 30s or 40s or whatever. We mean anything before it is considered old, because it is. It's,
like you?
No, it wasn't 2023. So, and if you follow the channel, like I said, you would know that we watched, like say, we watched all the Jigsaws, all the Children of the Corn, all of the Jason Voorhees movies.
Miracle on 34th Street.
And Miracle on 34th Street was our latest because, of course, it was the Christmas holiday. And what better thing to do is to watch a series of movies that relate to the Christmas holiday. Last year we did Home Alone, the Home Alone series. So this year it was Miracle on 34th Street. So I'll begin with the number 10 of my worst movies, and I had, just to tell you an FYI, I had 63 old movies. So next time I'll say a couple of dishonorable mentions.
No, you will now.
No, I get.
Okay, let's figure out dishonorable mention.
Okay, well I have two then, but 11 and 12. I don't know what.
No, there's other ones. Like, let's just see. What do I think you should say?
Okay, well let Marco determine what, because there's so many. God, we saw so many bad movies.
Well, Children of the Corn, the remake with the couple, Safi.
Oh, okay, I did not like that at all, because they were, in the original Children of the Corn, they were loving and supporting of each other. Okay? In this movie, they despised each other and they were mean, and the husband was like abusive.
Yeah, he was.
And that just wasn't, that's not the show.
But she was kind of a bitch, so.
Well, they
They were both bad.
They were both not good. And to me, I like the first version was better, because the thing is, when you like something or dislike it, a lot has to do with the characters. If you don't like any of the characters, there's nobody to cheer for, and you're just like, I don't give a crap about this show at all. I just want it to go away. And that's about what I thought about it. And it's just, I was watching it because we were watching all the Children of the Corn movies, and about 99% of them are crap. So. And
also there was a sex scene between, like, the two teenagers, and that was bizarre. You know, usually sex scenes are good to have in horror movies, but I think when I think about horror movie series, I think Children of the Corn is the last horror movie series that I want a sex scene to be in. Yeah, right?
Right.
So, and then also the Black Christmas remake, the feminazi one.
Okay, the thing is, that movie was okay, but then they decided to redo it in terms of, and change a lot of different things. They altered it so much, it was just, they just ruined it. I don't understand it, why these people do this in terms of agendas, and I'm just sick of it. I mean, get over yourselves already. And I'm not talking about woke shit.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm talking.
That's what it means, Safi.
Well, not to me.
No.
It means something else to me. But
no,
anyway,
that's a lie.
I don't like this thing with agendas. I don't care what your agenda is. Keep it out of the movie.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's even if it's saving animals, or you're pro democracy. Maybe I might change that. But I mean, anything. I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. I'm not going to say what it is, but they just did something specific. I won't say what it is. Mark DeWine, who's the governor of Ohio, just did something. And I'm thinking, like, instead of doing that, why didn't you, well, I don't want to do that either. But anyway, I'm just sick of the agendas, okay? And they're ruining movies. They're ruining them. Not to say this movie would have been any good thing anyway.
It could have been, because the main actress was good. And, you don't need a lot of money to make a movie about a guy who kills a sorority of girls, right? Like, you don't really need a big budget for that, so there's no excuse for it to be bad.
Okay, I have to take something down from two, just real quickly. I'm sorry. And my next one is,
No, I'm gonna do your next.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm doing this is because Safi, she refuses to grow up and remember things. So I have to remember, because I
did two dishonorables.
I have a great memory.
Yeah,
and
he has. Marco has a wonderful memory.
I remember the stuff that she likes and doesn't like, which will also factor into what she says. And so, for almost every movie on this list, I had to tell her what happened in the movie. So it's like, if you think that I'm just speaking for her, I'm just going based off of what she was like when she saw these movies. So I think that there are 2 or 3 more that deserve mention. One of them is Babylon.
Oh, God.
That movie was terrible.
That's a very
3 hours.
One too.
Yeah.
And the problem with that movie was it needed to be edited big time. And it is not, I don't care how well loved that the director is, they can be as full of themselves as the next person. They may be a great director, but that doesn't mean they're not full of themselves. And when I say full of themselves, meaning they needed to edit the work. You hear this all the time. You watch any show, any cooking, any design show with clothing, even in designing with house design, like the interior, you hear about editing your work, because you can have too much and then it clutters the design and it makes it unworthwhile.
And the problem nowadays is that you have these directors, and they've either been doing it for a long time or they've been doing it for a short time, and Hollywood will decide that, okay, they made a really good movie, so based off of that, they should just get to do anything they want. And the problem with that is that a great movie is made when you have feedback. It's not just made when you just have all the control and you don't listen to any criticism or change anything. A good movie is made when you have feedback and people to tell you that, like, that 30-minute long sequence where they're having like a party and Margot Robbie fights a snake. Like, was that really necessary? No, that wasn't needed at all. Was that one thing in the movie necessary? Was that one thing in the movie necessary? No. But instead, he just got to do whatever he wanted. Right, Safi?
Yeah. But that was my 10th one.
No, it wasn't.
Worst. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That's your dishonorable mentions. We're still going through that.
We still have 53.
Also,
I'm thinking we had 60.
Terrifier 2.
Oh, God.
That's another one that I think you would say is like one of the worst, right?
It's just like, it was so much violence. It was so over the top.
Yeah.
And I don't like violence. So, I mean,
I do.
Well, I don't. And it was just too much. And it ruined the movie. They just... it's like they just kind of... They got carried away. And then it wasn't even realistic the way they had it. It was just you looked at it and you almost not laugh, but you're just like groaned, and you're like, it's somebody gave you some stew or something, and they put fish in it, and they put okra, and I mean they just, oh God, it was just awful.
And lastly, I think Freddy versus Jason is a good one to mention for you.
Oh, God. That was so stupid. It was ridiculous. Because you're expecting one or the other. And basically it was a draw.
Yeah.
And it's just stupid. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
No, it's not.
I don't think with horror, and I think, but the problem is, if you favor one over the other, and it turns out to be one wins over the other, then you basically destroyed one franchise. In other words, if Freddy was defeated, then it would be the end of the Freddy franchise.
Not really, because they both come back to life all the time.
But,
right.
Yeah, I suppose so. But I'm thinking technically it's the end of the franchise. But maybe because they always bring them back to life somehow, like that one Jason movie where, oh God.
What?
They eat the heart. The guy gobbles up the heart, the forensic examiner, and oh God. And then Jason comes back as some kind of a spiritual being that takes over your body. Ah, God. Barf. It makes me want to erp.
Well, I guess you just mentioned that, too.
Well, oh, yeah, that's on there. But it's just...
Well, so what's your number 10?
Okay, my number 10 is... Let's see.
Let's see if you get it right.
Number 53.
No, it would be 54.
No, if I have 63 movies, it'd be 53.
No, it wouldn't.
Why?
Because, Safi, don't argue with me. I'm the one who's got to edit the video. And remember that other time where I had to edit it and you fucked it all up, and so I didn't even put numbers on it?
Okay, my number 10 is Miracle on 34th Street, the 1990s edition with Matilda. And
yeah. It's a movie we both never wanted to watch, and there's a good reason why.
And when it came out, we didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to watch it because I'm like, what are they doing?
Well, I didn't want to watch it because I wasn't alive yet. So.
Okay, well, I did not want to watch it because I'm thinking, like, why? And I had no idea that there were all these other versions. I thought there was only one with Natalie Wood, and that was 1947. And that's just a really good movie. There's a flaw or two with it. But basically, with the acting, it's just you can't beat it. All of the actors in it are really good. And that really makes the movie. And then, for people who can't take watching a black and white movie, it was like one of the first ones to be colorized because it's so iconic with all the actors. And so this one, though, is a fake and a ripoff. And I like Matilda. I watched Matilda, and her name isn't Matilda. It's something else. But I call her Matilda because she's known for that movie. She was really good in it. She was also in that Robin Williams movie, right?
Doubtfire!
Yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire. Here it goes again.
Was she really that good, except for Matilda? Because I thought
she was very good. She knew her lines.
She was good in those two, but
were cute.
Was she really that good? Because, like, why did she need to?
For her generation.
It's a shitty thing because it's like you don't want to hate on a child, but like whenever they do this thing where like an actor gets cast over and over again, it just really pisses me off and makes me not like them. Like the whole thing with how Chris Pratt gets all the voice acting roles, like he gets to play Mario, and he's like, I worked really hard on my Italian Mario voice. And then in the movie, he just does an American voice, except for one scene. And it's like, fuck you. Seriously. Fuck you. And so, like, I really despise that.
I just thought, and at the end of this, at the end of the first one, I agree, that could have been redone a little bit. But this was so much over the top. It was almost like a Hallmark movie. At the end, it was even worse than a Hallmark movie. It was just ridiculous. I don't even think it'd be that ridiculous in a Hallmark movie. How the whole house was set up and all the furniture. They had lights. They had a Christmas tree decorated with presents under it. And the table was filled with a Christmas dinner, everything that you'd ever want in a Christmas dinner. The table is set for people to sit there. I mean, just everything was perfect, and it's just too much. So that was my 10th worst. Okay, my 9th worst is called Prime Suspect.
Whoa.
It's kind of a made-for-TV movie. It's actually based on a real case.
No, it's not.
I thought you said it was.
It's not. What do you mean? I never said that.
Okay, well, what they did in this movie, I did it again. The main guy, Mike Farrell is his name. He was on MASH. So he was with Hawkeye, and he's well known for that role. He was funny. The whole cast was really good in MASH. Everybody knows that if they've watched it. But this movie, he plays an innocent man who's falsely accused of abducting a young girl and...
multiple young girls.
Yeah, and he didn't do anything of the kind. And so it wrecked his reputation.
It's basically a movie about cancel culture, but before cancel culture existed.
But this could happen to anybody, and also his family.
Well, so could cancel culture. That's the whole point.
Okay, Marco, I don't want to hear this.
It's true.
Anyway, and really pissed me off about the movie was that the car that he was driving, he happened to be in the area, like really the immediate area where the girl was kidnapped. It was a different car that she got into or taken into, I don't even remember. And it wasn't his. I mean, you're talking about a completely different color, like a blue and a brown. I think he had the ugly brown one, or beige, or taupe, or whatever. It was just ugly. And this other car was actually a better car. It was blue. That was the bad person who drove that. So it took him, God, months and months and months to clear his name. It was just awful. And still...
But what ended up happening at the end was the worst part, though. Because he gave up on clearing his name, remember?
No, I don't.
Okay, Safi doesn't remember. I'll go through it since I told you guys. She's got a problem. She's got schizophrenia and...
I do not!
Other stuff.
Oh, for heaven, God bless it, Marco.
So at the end of the movie, after everything that him and the girl from Tootsie, everything that they do doesn't work, he just decides, you know what? I'm going to stop trying, and I'm just going to go back to work, and it's going to be business as usual. And then they play that queer bait music.
That was stupid.
And he's like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words never hurt me. And
it was unrealistic.
That was so gay.
And everybody said, oh, yay!
And then all of a sudden, an hour later, the guy is caught. Like, I was like, oh my God, that is the worst ending in movie history. Yeah. It's so dumb.
It was really dumb.
Like, I would have much preferred, like, a predictable ending where they prove that he's innocent and then they catch the bad guy or something. Like, why did they have to do that?
That was unrealistic, too. Never would happen. Because once you're marked like that, people are just gonna, they won't even look at you. You'll be like shunned. So, okay, my next one was, now this is my 8th.
This one, I think you're full of shit for putting this on your top 10 worst.
I don't like it. It's called Rhinoceros, and it had,
It was a fan request as well.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't care for it at all. And, it was supposed to be a comedy. Well, it still...
It was supposed to be.
It was empty. To me, it felt empty.
Uh-huh.
And I just didn't like it. It had Gene Wilder, who's good. And then the other guy...
Well, it was based on a play. And movies that are based on plays, they have a hard time adapting that because, theater is different than movies.
Right. So, see, that kind of explains it. But I didn't care for it. And it's about... Oh, God, I don't know. The guy turns into a rhinoceros.
Well, no, all of them except for Gene Wilder.
Because why? I don't even remember. I just thought it was
It's like a metaphor. It's a metaphor for something where like it's kind of like a soft remake of the Body Snatchers. Where everyone turns into the Body Snatcher. It's their whatever except for the main character. I haven't seen that movie.
I haven't. Now that was really good.
We were gonna watch all the versions of that, but then we stopped. We didn't for some reason.
Next year. Okay, well, so anyway, I didn't care for it. Well, I thought it was empty, and I like Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. I thought he was excellent, and now I'm starting to have problems with my voice. Okay, my seventh one, I think that's right, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, okay, is Jingle All the Way 2. And I just didn't understand why they made this. It was a different premise, different people than who was in the first one. Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the original one, and a whole bunch of actually stars. This one had, I don't remember his name. Marco hates him.
Larry
the Cable Guy.
Oh.
I've never watched anything with Larry the Cable Guy, so I'm not real familiar with him. But he actually, I have a lot of Southerners who buy my stuff, and he doesn't do them any good because he's kind of like, he makes himself into a stereotype. There we go. And it just wasn't. It was. The other Jingle All the Way was very loudmouth. This wasn't as loudmouth, but there's too much stereotyping with him as a Southerner. I didn't care for that. Okay.
Yeah, like he ate like Twinkies for breakfast and stuff. and he's like, you can eat a Twinkie for breakfast if you're with me at my house. That's what he was like. And that's my Larry the Cable Guy impression.
Marco hates him.
We could all drink Mountain Dew for Christmas together. Oh no! Somebody's buying up all the toys in town, so I can't get my daughter a toy.
That was another thing I didn't like about it, that the bad guy bought all of this toy. Bought all of it. It was a mistake because that wasn't even the one she wanted. She didn't want a toy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that they had that stupid twist at the end where she wanted her family to be a family. I was like,
Okay, my next one is
number what?
6.
Yeah.
Voice of Terror. And
Sherlock Holmes
movie with the original.
You picked that one.
I've seen other Sherlock Holmes movies and heard the radio plays, which are really good. There are tons of those. There's not a ton of movies. And if there are, you can't watch them. They're not available. But I thought this one would be good because all those radio ones are good. And the other movie, what is it, The Woman in Green or something like that? It's pretty good. And then there's another one, very famous one.
What the fuck is that?
Hound of the Baskervilles.
Yeah.
That one is really, really good. This one is horrible.
Yeah, this one was an embarrassment. It's all about Teriyaki Rose. And she says, you cannot defeat Japan because you don't have teriyaki. Sherlock Holmes and Watson don't have any teriyaki. That's this movie. That's how much it sucks.
It just was, oh God, it was so weak. It was basically really an agenda movie for, against Nazis, which,
It doesn't matter. An agenda movie is bad no matter what the agenda is.
The story was terrible.
Because an agenda movie means that the story is being sacrificed so that they can tell an agenda. And you don't need to sacrifice a story to tell a message.
Right. That's right. Okay, my next one, so I'm not going to say more about it. Don't watch it because it's trash. There's better Sherlock Holmes movies.
I won't ever know because I don't want to watch it.
Well, watch Hound of the Baskervilles.
I don't know. I don't want to trust that. And you picked out that movie. That movie.
It's in color, too.
I don't care. That movie was miserable.
It's number 5. It's Sexual Witchcraft.
Well, no. Well, the title of the quote-unquote movie is The Sorceress of Suburbia. Because Sexual Witchcraft is the title of the porno.
Okay, well, that's why I picked it. Because Marco asked me, wasn't this a full moon movie?
Yeah, well, you picked it out, though. You didn't know. And then I thought it would be a hilarious prank. And it was. Because
I thought it was going to be a scary movie about a witch in suburbia. And I've seen kind of stuff like that. And I thought it'd be pretty good. Well, it was crap. Really crap. Because it was supposed to be a porno movie.
Yeah.
And they changed it because
they wanted to be cheap. So let's cut all the porn scenes out of a porno.
You could tell there's something odd about it. Certain things happen which wouldn't happen in any movie. The way it was presented. Okay, enough of that. I mean, these are really bad movies. And that's worse than the other one. Because it's just not even what it is. Not even what it's supposed to be. Okay, the other one is called End of the World. And this is a disappointment. It's unrealistic. It's stupid. Another one. It makes me want to barf.
It was boring, too.
It had Christopher Lee in it. So you think, oh, well, it could be good. And what it is these aliens had taken over. It's almost like what we were talking about before. Where you have aliens coming in and they take over real people's bodies, and these are like duplicates of the real people, and they're bad, and they want to. Why do they want to destroy the Earth? And
they want to go back to their home planet.
Right, and so how do they do that? By destroying the Earth?
They do something where they destroy the Earth, and they use the what do you call it? The priest place.
Oh, I don't. It's a monastery.
They use the monastery as a spaceship or something, or to make a teleporter.
Horrible.
I can't even remember.
Horrible.
It was so bad.
And it was just, oh God, it's horrible.
What's your number 3?
3 is Snow Day. Now you're going, what? I'm not talking about the Snow Day, the movie. That's a really good movie. You can almost consider that a holiday movie. Because right now, while lots of kids are still out and not back in school, it's snowing. And we had a little bit of snow here, but it was enough to make the streets really bad. But some people are getting a lot of snow. And some people have already gotten snow. But anyway, this was a little play, like a musical play.
It was a straight to video musical.
It wasn't good. It might be good for little kids, I guess.
And it was really gay too, because the main character, he's supposed to be straight, and for some reason, he calls the bad boyfriend a snack, and that's something that, like, if he was gay, it would make sense, but it's like, why is a straight man calling another straight man a snack?
I don't know, but it was really dumb. I didn't like it. It shouldn't have been considered a movie for adults to watch. It's nothing like Snow Day. Nothing like it at all. And I guess they were supposed to they were taking things away from the other movie. But it was so bad. Just horrible. I gotta have another drink. Okay. My number 2 is... Now, the thing about this one, it says My Fat Greek Wedding. I've never seen that movie before, but it was another Greek movie, and it is not on Letterboxd. And Marco said if the movie is not on Letterboxd, you can't upload a movie that's not on there from somewhere else. You have to use what's on Letterboxd. So we substituted this one, but I've never seen this movie. I don't think from what I understand, it would be nowhere near bad like this. This was terrible. It's about this Greek woman vacationing in another place, a little village, and the people were crappy to her, and it just was stupid.
It was very forgettable. It had there was some weird thing at the end where there was this guy and he was having an affair with her, and he wanted to kill his wife and child.
Yeah.
And so he wants to drown them in the boat or something. It was really
terrible.
stupid.
You don't like that. Don't like that. But I didn't put it as the worst, because guess what the worst is? I don't get this now. Is Dolomite. I thought we already did Dolomite.
No, we watched that for Safi is forced to watch the series, where you were forced to watch 5 movies.
Well, this was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen.
Yeah, this is the original.
Oh, okay. It was the worst piece of crap I've ever seen, and like I said, it's nothing against. I just don't. It was just an awful movie. It just wasn't good at all. And these last movies, I mean, really, God, I'm going back through them, looking at them, and they're just awful. They're the worst of the worst, and I know Marco likes this rhinoceros. At least he wouldn't have put it that low.
Well, no, I put it in the middle somewhere, but I no way it would be in the worst of the year.
But I look at what these are. They're just awful movies. So if you watched, hopefully you did watch old movies. It's good for you, even if it's something that's bad. It's good for you to have a range of different movies from different eras, and whether they're in black and white or in color, they're from an unknown director, they're foreign, whatever. It's good for you to see, because it helps you figure out what the best movie is. Because, you have the Oscars, and you have the Golden Globes, and Screen Actors Guild, and all these different awarding places who award movies. And sometimes they make big mistakes about what they pick. And I think if they had more of a range of watching different movies, including the ones they have to watch for awards, they might make better choices. I just don't think, it's like they don't have enough, some of them don't have enough experience picking out. They have something in mind, like you say, they might have an agenda, or they like superhero movies, or whatever, but it kind of helps you, I think, evaluate movies better if you have a wide range of different types of movies, different genres. And of course we did pick a lot of series, like Jason Voorhees movies, all of them, all of the Children of the Corn, all of the Miracle on 34th Street.
Safi,
so anyway,
Safi, we review movies. Why wouldn't we be watching movies of all kinds?
Well, I don't know. It seems like some people don't.
Oh.
Anyway, so that's it. So give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and become one of our subscribers if you'd like. And so you can, you can still do it, I guess. You can give us feedback, and I want to apologize to the person who wanted us to watch that rhinoceros movie. I just didn't care for it, and it's my opinion. So,
well, your opinion's wrong.
So anyway, goodbye.
Bye.